All right, welcome back to Necessary Censorship. I am Jason, Mike, Bob, and Jeremy. We're doing another 25-year movie review on something, of course, unfortunately, or I don't know, crazy enough, I have never seen. So we'll talk about it.
Necessary Censorship. Thank you for clicking on our show. Most likely, we are people that you don't know. A group of friends where censorship seems legit. This seems necessary. Just listen to this stuff. Necessary Censorship. Necessary Censorship. Necessary Censorship. Send us money.
So, was that last week already? We went and saw Boondock Saints, 25th anniversary. Jeremy sent out a little invite saying, "Hey, let's go see it." And I think I shocked the panel when I said I have never seen this movie before. So, Bob, why don't you give us a quick synopsis, really quick? What's this movie about? To everyone else but me who's never seen this movie.
Well, you shocked the hell out of me when you said you didn't see it. I was expecting this was something you would have been all over.
Yeah, Jason's always been like the movie buff out of our entire little group.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair though, it's a cult classic. You know, when it did come out, it really didn't come out the traditional way.
I didn't realize it didn't have a theatrical release. That's what kind of blew my mind. I didn't realize that.
So, but the premise behind it is two brothers in Boston that, without giving out too much, I don't know, can we do spoilers 25 years later?
It's a 25-year-old movie.
So essentially,
spoilers alert. Here we go.
they something happens to them that they basically turn to vigilantism, and they decide that it's their duty to rid the city of Boston of bad guys. One of their best friends ends up being part of the mafia, the Italian mob, if I remember correctly, and they kind of have him join to tell them who's bad, who's good, where to find these people. And through a series of events, an FBI agent then starts to track them in a very strange way of retelling the stories that these brothers go through, because it's definitely not your typical vigilantism. It's all, hopefully it's going to work, and it ends up working out. And it all kind of culminates into the end where they find out their father was kind of part of the mafia, and he finds them, and they kind of join forces and go public with their, you know, what they're going to do. And it's pretty cool.
I got to admit, I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was one of those that, like, I can't believe I haven't seen.
Yeah, it really just a shocker, because it's such a good movie, and I feel like it would have been right up your alley too.
Right up my alley, you know. And that, like I told you guys there, it's like, you know, for years people have told me go see it, and then, you know, I thought it was just, you know, a couple years ago, but it was obviously like 15 years ago the sequel came out, and I remember thinking, oh, I should really watch this, you know, watch the first one. I just never got around to it, but holy crap! I guess I also didn't expect it to be as funny as it was. Almost. Like, is it meant to be kind of, obviously with the humor, but is it labeled as like a dark comedy or something like that? You know what I mean? Like, it was hilarious.
I mean, I guess that leads to what the brothers do and how they do it, though, right? Like, it's not like they're trained in any way. They're not, you know, they just one day decide. Actually, the Russian mob comes to them, right? And then they get into that fight, and
the whole bar scene when they're all just like loaded.
It's in their blood, right? I mean, they grew up saying that prayer. Their dad was a notorious hitman.
But they didn't know about that.
They had to they didn't know about it, but it's kind of interesting, right? Because
it was you know, Jeremy alluded to before he went on camera that, you know, and Bob mentioned it, you know, the FBI agent Willem Dafoe, you know, just plays the weirdo characters just amazing. He's kind of like John Malkovich to me, where you can just put him in this weird ass role. I mean, when he was in drag, I swear, Jeremy, you're gonna have to put a little picture up there of them side by side. But like
absolutely.
I said, he reminded me of Wendy from Breaking Bad, the crack whore, meth addict. They look exactly the same to me. But nice. It's almost something I'll never be able to get out of my mind is watching Willem Dafoe in drag. Where,
hey, we had to deal with that for 25 years. Okay.
Oh my goodness! But yeah, just perfectly done. I guess I'll, you guys, give me what were your opinions of it? Obviously, what were your thoughts when you first watched it? Is this how long has it been since you've seen it? Whatever.
I mean, I've probably watched this movie. It has to be 50 to 75 times easy. In total. It was one of my favorite movies back when it first came out, when I first was introduced to it, and I just watched a ton. I was talking to Jeremy earlier, like before we went into the movie, this would be one of those movies that would have been cool to, if you could figure out a way to forget it, right? Forget that you've ever seen it and watch it for the first time again, because you just don't expect those twists and those turns, and I always love the movies that they show you the final portion, like when it comes like the crime scenes and things like that. And then they show you how it happened little by little. It's so fun. So I loved it. And I was very happy to hear that you didn't see it before, because I wanted to see someone's reaction that's never seen it before.
I'm glad I kind of avoided everything. Like I just watched the trailer before we went and saw it, because I was like, I'm not going to read anything of this. And I guess I really appreciated, like what you just mentioned, the backwards, because at one point they're looking at the crime scene and Defoe shows up and he starts looking at it. Like, what the hell happened? And then all of a sudden it rewinds and they catch up to it. I mean, it really well done. Really well done.
How about you, Mike?
I enjoyed. So I've seen it probably more like that 5 to 10 time range. Still love the movie, right? Just didn't watch it like a ton. It wasn't for our last review, right, with The Matrix. That one I probably watched closer to Bob's number, right? 75. Probably over 100 times. I don't know. All three of them, like in succession. But anywho, what I enjoyed the most was kind of actually like the background.
That was pretty cool, right? Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the movie,
when in the beginning,
was it the
He did cap it. Yeah, he capped it beginning and end. Yeah.
I enjoyed the beginning, right? The whole some of the struggles, some of the battles he had to fight, right, to get it even on the screen.
What was the director's name again? What was it? Duffy? Was that
Troy Duffy?
Troy Duffy was yeah.
He's the director and he wrote it. It was the first screenplay he's ever written, actually.
Yeah, and he was like new to Hollywood, and I did a little bit of that. Seeing that actually made me dig in more and like find out about his like struggles or hurdles he had to jump, right, to get the movie actually on the screen. And, if you remember Weinstein, how do you
it's pronounced sexual predator.
Yeah,
I knew something was coming.
That schmuck. One of the issues that they had was Duffy was so particular about the cast, right? Who he cast in the role, and he was turning down. He turned down Brad Pitt, Keanu Reeves. Funny enough, right? Because we just did the Matrix one. He turned down Keanu Reeves, Ethan Hawke,
Sylvester Stallone, De Niro, Kevin Spacey.
Jeez.
Yeah, like
Murray,
major names.
Yeah.
He was
and it's amazing because I can't picture any one of those guys
fitting in this role. Most of those who is what Miramax wanted.
Yeah,
that's what they
wanted. The big names.
All these big names, and he was like, no, like without even having like an audition or anything. He was just like, no. So
that Irish accent, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but Sylvester Stallone, can you actually hear him do an Irish accent?
I would imagine he would have been one of the
top of the murder do.
I can't imagine him being like one of the Irish main characters. I would
no.
I would think him as being like a mafia boss, or
he'd have to be
pull that off.
Yeah, or one of the Russians, maybe even.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the fact too, like, you know, Norman Reedus, who, you know, the only thing I really remember him before Walking Dead was like the little annoying shit in Blade, the original Blade he was in.
Oh yeah.
The part 2.
You know, was that? I thought it was the first one. Was it part 2?
No, it was part 2. Yeah, because he ends up at the end like betraying him. Because it was just Whistler in the first one, and then the second one was there, and Whistler came back.
But you know, it's just one of those things. Like he ended up. I mean, when you say Norman Reedus, that's the thing. People only know him from Walking Dead now. You know, but it was, you know, and honestly, Sean Patrick Flannery. I had to look back and see what the hell I've seen him in, and I'm like,
wasn't he in Blade too?
Yeah, and that's when that was mentioned, and I was like, holy crap! You know, it's just
Powder.
I was gonna say, wasn't Powder? Yeah. I
just can't picture any of those guys film. I thought Norman and Sean did they're just great. Like they actually appeared like they could be brothers too, you know, just the way their mannerisms together, the way they're interacted with each other, you know, when they turn themselves in their bathrobes and shit in the interview room. I mean, everything was it's really hard to imagine going anywhere else.
You felt like they were actual brothers. Like they did it so well that you felt that they lived the life together. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was really good. You know, and I guess before I know it'll probably be brought up eventually anyway, but the cat scene is hilarious. I don't.
Oh my god, my favorite.
I'm so upset.
Mike walked away for that again. Of course, he misses that.
I was not, you know, and so then it's the subtleties, right? So it happens.
Yeah.
And then I forgot what the idiot friends. Rocco goes,
Rocco,
is it dead?
Is it dead?
You know, and so there's that line. And then later on in the movie, you know, it's in the background, but they put a picture up over the blood stain. But you still see the hole. But you still see the blood all around it. But they cover the hole with this picture. And it's so subtle. And it's like, I thought that was hilarious because I'm like, oh, they covered up, is it dead? You know, it just Rocco, I think was perfectly cast because of the dry humor that he dropped in there, because he was literally the funny guy in there, even though he didn't intend to be. You know, like
he was almost like that dimwit that you didn't want on the team, but he's on the team. You know,
and he's the one that gets him in trouble in the beginning.
Yeah,
and it's just everything is hinged on him.
Yep.
You know, and when Ron Jeremy shows up, and you know, wow, we got the Weinsteins and Ron Jeremy showing up, both in prison for sexual assault. Go figure. But yeah, I'm almost like kind of like I got to agree with Mike. Like I can't believe I've not seen this movie sooner.
And don't forget about Billy Connolly being the dad in The Hitman.
Yeah, head of the class.
El Duce.
Head of the class.
El Duce, yep.
El Duce. I do think his little gun vest was a little ridiculous, because who the hell's got 6 guns just plastered on the front? Those don't seem very convenient, but
the shooting scenes were funny. I thought
didn't hit anybody except
like
1 or 2 times. Like,
and that was on the last 2 guns.
Yeah.
One of the fingers got shut off of
Rocco.
Oh yeah.
Rocco. That's all that was hit.
No, one of them took one in the leg.
Yeah.
And then they all got hit once.
Yeah.
And he's this notorious hitman, right?
Yeah.
Who's he knew it was his kids, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you would think he didn't recognize them.
He walked in to kill them, and they were saying the prayer. That's when it clicked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe. See, I didn't get the story. Did he like leave them when they were young or something?
He would have had to.
Well, he's been locked up for years.
So he probably never seen him. So
but
they grew up.
That prayer was taught to them by their father, but they didn't, when they were very, very young. But
yeah, there's something about the accents. I just love those Scottish accents, and like that actor that played the dad. Forget his name.
Are they Scottish or Irish?
Or Irish. Sorry. Yeah. they might be one or the other. Who knows? I mean, they're supposed to be Irish. He might. I don't know. But yeah, I've always liked that actor that played the dad, El Duce. Just
Billy Connolly.
Billy, yeah. I've always liked him. And it.
Yeah, he was. I guess he was probably one of the bigger names in the movie too. Because
he was probably paid the most. Him and Defoe were probably paid the most. That would be
even Defoe at that time. He wasn't as big in that. Was he?
Yeah, he had 80s and 90s because he was in Platoon before that.
Oh right,
Platoon. He was controversial movies like Last Temptation of Christ and all that stuff. Body of Evidence, I think. Madonna.
Yep, looks like clear and present danger. Yeah, okay.
So he's in a bunch, but he's always like people knew who he was. That's what I think brought people in too, because William Dafoe and.
Hey, do you know he's from Wisconsin, by the way?
William Dafoe.
Yeah.
Yep.
From Appleton. Yeah.
Someone's got a pick.
Football starter.
Someone's got a draft pick.
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, I have 4 players playing tonight on a Thursday night football game.
Nice. At least we all silenced our phone, Mark. So.
Jeez. I'm
sorry. I know someone didn't start the league this year. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, you mean the one that nobody looked at?
Yeah, I lost
the one that I won. I won with an auto draft and never changing my lineup once.
You're the best. You're the best.
Yeah. Anyway,
so I'm pulling up.
Back to it.
I'm looking at Willem Dafoe's before Boondock, some of the bigger ones he was in. He was in Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Oh yeah,
that was before Boondocks.
It was in '97.
Are you serious? Holy crap!
Yeah, I know. Really, yeah.
But no.
He was in The English Patient.
Yep.
He was in Clear and Present Danger, Body of Evidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was. Yeah, you're right. You guys are right. He's in a lot.
Born on the 4th of July.
Wasn't he the bad guy in Air Force One?
No.
Who is the bad guy with Harrison Ford there in Air Force One?
I don't know. Get off my damn airplane, though. Yeah, Platoon, Hitchhiker. That was a TV series.
Oh, Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman was?
Yeah.
Air Force One? Okay. They're both great actors. I like Gary Oldman. He's cool.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe had a lot of good roles before that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, want to feel really old is Finding Nemo came out in 2003. Holy crap.
Oh yeah. He's the
he was Gil.
Gil, the fish in the tank in the desert, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. There's some movies that are coming out because we were looking at our 25th soon.
Right after Boondocks, he did. This is one that I would love to do a review on. His movie right after Boondocks, his next movie was American Psycho with Christian Bale.
That'd be a fun one.
That is one of my favorite movies.
I've never seen American Psycho.
Perfect.
Oh, wow.
Perfect. But we still got a lot to talk about for Boondock.
Well, the 25th of that one is coming up next year. So
yeah.
Just think of watching that before seeing him as Batman. It's like you can't get that character. Wait till you see it. You can't get that character out of your head when
he's flexing.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne.
So don't watch it. Don't watch it on Mike.
Well,
I just want to see
a live reaction thing.
I want to see his face at the very end going, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what
Yeah.
Don't worry, Mike. It took me a couple of viewings, and then you just got to realize it's just fucked up. So
anyway, so Jason, what did you think? I know you said you liked it, but what were you thinking at the end of the movie? Then what was your initial reaction? What was almost
kind of it was just kind of like, wow, this it was really good. I think it definitely warrants another viewing. To sit down and really take it, because I mean you're watching things and you're just, I guess I was almost like, holy crap, like these, how are these? I almost wish that there would have been more movies. I would have loved to see, the brothers get involved with more things, and seeing that it took 10 years for them to make a sequel. And now the fact that 15 years later, they're looking at trying to do a third one.
Yep. So they did do a documentary. They did do a documentary on how it was made. And there's actually a couple comic books
Blockbuster.
Yeah, there's a couple comic books that wrote it that were written.
Blockbuster Video bought the rights of the movie, and Duffy didn't make any money on it for like so like right around the 10-year mark, he took him to court to get royalties because he wasn't making any money on the royalties.
So like all the DVD sales or whatever, he wasn't getting anything on it.
Yeah, and then he went to court, got the won the battle or whatever you want, and got his money, got rights to the movies, and then almost immediately after that, that's when Boondock Saints 2 came out.
Ah, okay.
He probably had it. He had it written, and he was ready to get it.
He was waiting because he knew.
Yeah, so that whole time, because even when the movie first launched, it was one of those like no one knew what was going to right because Harvey was fighting against it, and he
it wasn't Harvey. It was
franchise
that did it. The people that actually produced it didn't.
And then they also mentioned, it didn't get its theatrical release because of the Columbine shooting.
Yeah, let's say no one wanted to play it because of Columbine. Like, so there was all these things that
five theaters. It released in 5 theaters, and it made $30,471.
5 theaters
in 5.
Was that just like? What was the run on it? Do you know how long it was in those 5 theaters? Do you know?
It doesn't say that, no. But the afterwards, with all the domestic video sales, it has now grossed over $50 million.
But it's like at the time, Blockbuster. I just remember that's where I seen it the first time walking through.
Well, that's apparently when it doesn't get a release, that's where everyone was seeing it. They didn't, and to hear the director Duffy before the movie actually say that, it took 25 years to actually get a full kind of, lack of a better term, full theatrical release kind of across the country for its 25th. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the second one got a theatrical release though, right?
Yeah, the second one did.
I don't remember. I saw a lot of video, actually. I saw at that time I saw it on.
I don't think it did very well.
I don't think. Yeah, I think it was almost like it was too late.
And it makes you wonder because when you mentioned you do these cult classics, right? Like we could probably do a whole other podcast of cult classic movies that were obscure at the time of release, but have just grown into these monster things, that have just have legs of it. And I think, if you say Boondock Saints, I think people more so than not, unless you talk to someone like me, someone have seen it.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. I mean, and to hear, and just, I guess I didn't know what to expect, with these 25th anniversary events that they do or whatever at the movie theaters, but you could tell Duffy's passion for this, the movie, you could just tell that, he was given his story before the movie, and then after the movie, his little bookends of it, how much he cares about this project, and that, it's his baby, and it's kind of amazing. He really hasn't done a whole lot.
No, and he never wrote before.
Yeah,
until he came into Hollywood, like he came to LA, and he was bouncing there, right, at bars and in clubs, and just kind of like, I don't want to say fell into it, but he was an unknown. He was brand new to the industry. He didn't write anything up until coming to LA. So what I read when I started doing some research was he saw somebody rob a dead body, like in an alleyway or something like that. And whatever, I don't know why, but that triggered him. And that's when he started writing, was from that incident that he saw. He witnessed somebody pickpocket a dead body, and I don't know why, but that like triggered his want or desire to start writing, and that's when he started writing Boondock.
That's interesting, yeah.
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 And so did you know that all those scenes, like they were, so the Catholic Church found out and heard about the movie, because it had such a like draw on the Catholic background, right?
Yeah,
Irish Catholic, and so they prohibited and like denied any shooting in Catholic churches. So all those the churches that were filmed were actually Lutheran churches. The Catholic churches, once they heard about the movie and like how much violence and like what the movie was about, they denied all filming in Catholic churches.
You know,
it's funny that their standards are with that compared to everything else that's gone on within the Catholic Church. They drew the line on a violent movie, but hey. Whatever.
The funny thing about that, like mentioning the violence, Mike, is back when this started released, it almost got that that NC-17 rating, and when you see it, like this, like back then,
back
like,
then
it's not that bad if you now at standard times, So it's kind of crazy to think that.
Well, because even the blood, and stuff that they show,
the blood work was bad. Yeah, it was like this
bad.
Bright red.
It's bright red.
Yeah. But remember, that was blood back in the 90s. It didn't matter what movie it was. That's what it looked like.
Maybe. I mean,
unless it was like a horror movie that revolved around, something.
It was just. It looked like someone took red paint and just.
I'm thinking
of all those, cat blood looks
like old school Japanese, like samurai movies, like The Slice, and like, like they would like spray the bright red paint. Anywho.
So it was, the other thing that really got me was the running joke with Greenlee. The whole with him and Defoe.
Started out with the bagels.
Give me coffee and and then it was like, and he fucked up again at the Greenlee fucks up again with his his hypothesis of what happened, and all right, now I'll take a bagel, and it just kind of kept going through the course of the movie. All the
sometimes cream cheese or something.
Yeah, he was getting wrong the whole time, and they would show him. Even when like Defoe would call something, they'd show Greenlee, he'd just roll his eyes, like they'd flashed him on purpose.
Yep.
Like, I'm an idiot. I'm a dumbass, just really good.
He was.
Yeah.
He played the role perfect, right? Like the perfect little schmuck dumbass.
Yeah.
I guess that's the other, you hit a good point. It's like everyone like I mentioned it before with like the brothers and that, but everyone's like perfectly cast in this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't.
How about the bartender?
Oh my god, he's so fun
with the Tourette's. Yeah.
With Tourette's.
Look like a tree and get the fuck out of here.
Well, because that was like the first joke kind of in that movie was him talking, and you're like, he's talking, fucking shit, fuck.
I don't know. The rule of thumb was pretty good.
Like that little backstory, right? The rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Should have been the rule of wrist, hey?
I almost wanted more of him to show up, like
the bartender.
Have him, I mean, he showed up in the or in the police department, at the police department and all that, but
the hospital. He was at the hospital.
Or the hospital. Sorry, yeah, you're right.
Remember, he was by all the sisters saying "fuck ass," and all the sisters are looking at him like, "What the
hell?" I wanted more because it was also, like I said, it's funny in that accent too, because and he's trying not to, and then he's stuttering too. So he's throwing the stutter in it, and he's.
I want to say he's in the second one a little more, if I recall.
Is he? Okay.
I haven't watched the second one. I've only seen a couple times. It wasn't.
Now, when you guys say it's not as good, what would you say is not as good about the second one compared to the first one?
I don't know. For me, I think I have to see it, watch it again.
Yeah, same
here. Re-get it.
I think
it was it's one of those ones where you expect too much, or you're expecting.
Well, I was gonna say it's part of that. It's hard for sequels to follow up great, like
a lightning in a bottle. Like you just buy.
Yeah, what you would consider a great movie, right? Like any great movie that you have that you love, right? Like the first one.
Yeah.
The second one is almost always a letdown, right? Because you're expecting something, you're wanting and expecting something so much greater, right? So I think it's just hard to do in general. It's just the sequel is it's just a hard thing to accomplish with great success. Like, you know, following Shark. Yeah, I mean that's the one-off, right? Yeah. Sharknado 2 was a great movie.
That is the Godfather 2 of our generation.
Yeah.
It is the,
yeah. You probably saw Sharknado 1 before you saw Boondocks. For sure you saw Sharknado first.
Guilty. Actually, I've seen a couple of the Sharknado movies before I've seen Boondocks.
I've never seen
space.
I've never seen Sharknado.
Never mind.
Never seen a Sharknado.
Good for you. Good for you.
I watched a movie about a killer tire before I saw Boondocks.
that was cool.
I have watched Cocaine Bear.
Hey,
that was a good one. Though. I like that one.
Yeah, for all our 1 or 2 viewers, go back and watch that.
Yeah. Whoever's watching this, we did a review on Cocaine Bear as well.
Which reminds me, I do think I want to watch. We should do a live stream like video review of Crackoon.
The picture alone is. Actually, I want to see it just from that. It looks awesome.
Well, you got to see the horror Mickey Mouse one too.
Steamboat.
Oh yeah, Steamboat Willie.
Yeah,
that's a pretty cool.
I'm all in favor of these movie theaters getting the rights of these like very honest kid things, like Winnie the Pooh and now Steamboat Willie, and turning them into just horror flicks. Like I've heard that there's a couple other ones coming down the pipe, like Grinch.
Isn't Little Mermaid got one
with the Grinch?
I think Pinocchio might be one. Yeah. I heard something about that.
You don't got to do much to that one. You just got to
make me lie, motherfucker. Make me lie.
He's like kind of carving out his nose.
Going back to your question about the second one, though, Jason.
Yeah, sorry.
I think that's how you're good. I think the surprise was gone, right? In the first one, you're surprised at how it turned out, what they were going to do. And that so the second one, that you have to follow up with knowing what they're going to do, and they have to top it. So there's not really much of a surprise to it anymore.
Okay, is the story just? I mean, because from what I get, it sounds like from what I read of the synopsis, they're just kind of pulled back into it. Back right there in Ireland or something, right? Like they're back like with their dad in Ireland, and then they get drawn back to Boston because of something that happens.
Yeah, one of the priests, I believe, gets murdered.
I think this deserves a showing.
Yeah, I think we should definitely watch it and check it out.
Why not? We can do a follow-up.
Yeah. You guys can come over and we'll watch it in the theater.
At least we know you won't be late then, Mike.
Hey, I mean,
all right. Background.
Mike's
when we were so background for when we
the wrong house. He's gonna go.
When we set up this viewing, we let the one guy who's late to everything buy the tickets. Oh, I'm pointing at Mike. I'm pointing at Mike
on your screen.
He's talking about Mike.
We let the one guy who's late buy the tickets, while the other 3 of us are sitting outside, and we're like, okay, where the hell is he? And then we get a text because we all decided we'll be there at 7 p.m.
Yep. By Mike's suggestion.
I did not suggest 7. I
just said you were the first one to say you can do that. Yes,
you could say
I can do 7. Yeah.
And then it was 7:15. Then I'm at the wrong theater, guys. I'll be there. Luckily,
did I say 7:15? I think I meant 7. I'll be right on time.
Jason said he went to the wrong theater. I think that you said that, and I think he's at the wrong theater.
Yep.
I'm just so used to going to the Ridge. I go to the Ridge.
Oh, I mean, it's right there. Like I said, I've admitted I did the same thing. I can, but it's just perfect thing. Luckily the worker at the movie theater could have given a shit. I don't think we would have even needed tickets to say we're going in to see Boondocks. She could have cared less that we had a picture of the tickets that you sent us.
Yeah, I don't think she's got stocks invested or any. I don't think she's really
Bob's holding up the phone and she's just like, yeah, go ahead. And then she goes, when your friend shows up, just wave them in.
Yeah, just wave them in. Like,
what?
We're going to be in the theater. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, why do they have those kiosks on the side to scan your pre-purchased tickets to get
you buy tickets there now?
Yeah, you can buy.
But it says there too, purchase or pre-purchase tickets. Like you're supposed to scan and get your stubs or whatever.
Not anymore. Not anymore. You can only purchase there.
Given a shit.
Yep.
Well, Bob shared his story of going to the wrong theater.
Oh yeah,
where they actually were like, yeah, theater 2 on the right, and they let him in.
Yep. I bought
That's what they did when I went to the wrong theater. They just I showed my phone. They're like, "Oh yeah, to the left, too." You know, I'm like, "Huh, what?" And when me and my kids were in the wrong theater, we realized we were missing our seat number.
I was with my 12 or 13-year-old, and she's like, "Are we really seeing?" It was some rated R movie. She's like, "We're seeing this." I'm like, "No."
Yeah, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or something.
So that was funny, but I still made it.
See, I realized when I got out the car and I'm looking around, and I didn't see your truck, I didn't see Jeremy's truck, I didn't see Bob's Subaru, I didn't see any vehicles. I'm like,
and we're not out front either, probably.
Yeah, and I didn't see anyone's vehicles, and I'm like, I know I'm the last one here. I should see somebody's car somewhere, and then it dawned on me. I'm like, oh, Mike, you idiot.
It's you and a bunch of ladies. It's like reissuing a Magic Mike or something.
I didn't.
You probably would have seen that.
I opened the door. I walked out, and I'm looking for your guys' trucks in the car. And when I don't see any of them, it just clicked right away, and I hopped back in and left.
And of the 4 of us, who's the one that suggested the South Shore because it was central to all of us?
And proceeded to buy the tickets immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, South Shore.
Have I made it an excuse yet? I did.
No,
I did.
Hey,
all I said was
it was perfect.
The Ridge is. I just by default, when I go to a movie theater, I just go to the Ridge. It's like
if it would have happened to any one of us, it's just like whatever. But it's just because of the history with you, Mike. It was
and because you bought the tickets.
Yeah,
it just was that extra edition that.
Yeah. Oh God.
What are you sipping on there, Jason? Oh, Redwood Empire. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of the what the hell
is
Pipe
this?
Dream. The Pipe Dream. Yeah.
I went local, kind of local.
Saw that.
Can you see it?
Is that the Bella Fontaine?
Belafonte, yeah.
That's good stuff.
Henry.
I could grab the Walking Dead one that you got me, Mike.
Jay Henry. If you're looking for folks to sponsor, we're right here.
I have made the trip to that distillery many a time.
Yeah.
And have had multiple drinks in that little bar thing that they got there.
Yep, me as well. Many bottles have been purchased and drank. Cheers.
All right. Well, anybody got any other final thoughts on this?
Favorite scenes. I know you said the cat scene, but
can I go first?
Cat or the joke? Cat or the joke?
The joke that we absolutely can't repeat.
We can't repeat, but it's hilarious. And I even knew the punchline. But yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, even though I knew the punchline of the joke,
the way it was
like, are they gonna get to it? Are they gonna get to it? Are they gonna get to it?
The funny guy.
Because they keep cutting him off. They keep cutting him off.
They kept correcting him, remember?
And he's like, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said.
Take a Coke. I'll take a Coke. Yeah.
The cat or that scene are probably my favorites, and because they're so simple.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just,
I like the like, I wouldn't call it maybe the coming of age scene, but when the Russians come back, right, to their apartment and take the brother, and then that whole, I guess it's maybe multiple scenes. I don't know. Does that count as one scene?
I'd say it's one scene.
Yeah, the whole event, right?
Where he rips out the toilet.
Yeah, he rips the toilet up. He takes it upstairs. He drops it. Then he jumps off.
Where he just does whatever he can do to save his brother. He does anything whatsoever to save his brother.
I love that. Earlier, if you wanted to show the dynamics of being a brother, the brothers, and like him doing all that to save his brother, knowing, that's where it kind of showed, hey, they fit well as brothers. So
he was 5 stories up.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, come hell or high water, like it does not matter.
Even if I die, I'm still helping him.
Hell of an age dropping a toilet. And
then even the back of the toilet got used.
Yes,
he picked it up and hit the other guy in the head a couple times.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite scene.
Nice.
Well, because that's kind
And
of
then secondly, William Dafoe doing the whole.
Oh, during the firefight.
Yeah, he's such a weirdo.
Going back to what you said about Greenlee, where he at that point where he was actually right. Maybe it was one guy with 6 guns. What? One guy with 6 guns?
That
Doesn't
was
make
such
any
a funny
sense.
play. Yeah.
So, I like the cat scene is probably for the funny part is kind of one of my favorites for sure. But to this day, anytime someone says, "You got the rope," I just like, "Get your fucking rope." You know, that's I don't know why that I find that so funny. We're arguing about rope.
The rope?
And, yeah, and then later on, the rope is basically what saved their ass and made them look like professional contract killers. So they're just
kind of lucked into everything.
Boom.
It's kind of the luck of the Irish, right? Like they lucked into everything around. You know, it was always some kind of
the luck of the Scottish.
They all sound the same. I don't know. Whatever.
Great. We don't condone Jason's statements for all you Scottish and Irish out there.
My kids are part Irish, so I can say that, right? I don't know.
Sure.
What about you, Jeremy?
Go with William Dafoe there. Definitely whenever he's explaining the crime scenes, but I like the one in front of the house where he's actually firing the guns in the air.
Oh yeah,
and nobody's about it. It's just so funny, but yeah, it's him explaining all the crime scenes. All those scenes are awesome.
I laughed when he's at the first crime scene and he puts in his Walkman, his CD Discman.
Yep.
You're like, holy shit, this movie is old. Like, but that's why they made it a point to show. Oh, look at this guy! He's got a Discman. Whoa!
Kind of going from that first scene where you see him to that last scene in the house to where he just had you've seen that professional side of him. Like he knows what he's doing. He's this profiler, this detective. To that final scene in front of the house to where he just can't figure it out. He's spent. He gives up on everything. You know, I mean, even when he's touching the blood, right? The blood on his hair.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's got all his blood on him. He just goes, "I can't do it." And the guys are looking at him like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
He's got no gloves on.
It's cool to see
the gloves on.
Yeah, him going off the deep end. You know, and then you find out later, like you're talking about for the scene in The Priest, that he went off the deep end because he thinks the guys are doing something right, but it goes against what he should be. He should be stopping them, but it's morally he thinks they're right.
Yeah,
you know, that's such a good dynamic that's kind of in the background of that movie.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like you could have written a college paper on this, Bob. The philosophy of the Boondock Saints.
That would require me to want to do that and go to college for something.
So in high school, so maybe this is a next episode or a future episode. In high school, I don't remember the name of the course, but I did a course where we studied works of film, you know, and kind of like dissected it and blah, blah, blah. And when I did my paper, I did it on Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Ron Jeremy since you said
no. I wrote a paper and presented on Quentin Tarantino and his movies and like non-linear film making, and so maybe that's a fun maybe.
Well, talking about him, that's what the scene with the cat brings up. The whole car scene with Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Shoot the dude in the back seat kind of thing. It's one of those things that definitely sticks out. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Good movie.
The cat scene near the end too. Why'd you kill my cat? Because I thought it'd bring fucking closure to the relationship. He still uses it to just get rid of her.
He names the cat, right? When he says it.
Yeah, he says.
I think so.
Doesn't he say like he threatens her like I'll shoot myself right now? We're like right here.
If you can say the name of that cat,
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, thanks for recommending that, guys. That was really good. I've told my oldest son, I'm like, you got to give this one a give this one a watch. I think he'll enjoy it. I think it's I think it holds up too. You know, being 25 years old, it didn't feel overly dated, other than the Discman. You know, other than that.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you can watch it on what looks like Peacock and TV, Apple TV, and all sorts of stuff right now.
Oh, it is kind of readily available.
That's what it looks like. Some of them for rent and stuff, but I mean, you can still get it.
If not, I have a special edition DVD of it. If you
I mean, I could probably go on the other side of this wall in the storage that I have.
Do you have Boondock
that DVD? I don't have it now.
No, just one.
All right, so we will get Boondock Saints 2.
Yeah.
We will watch it, and we'll do a synopsis follow-up review on Boondock Saints 2.
That looks like we can find that on Amazon and
I know I need a refresher.
All sorts of
I think
stuff,
I've only seen it.
I've seen it. I think I've seen it only once because
I might have seen it.
You guys can probably guess how many times I've seen it. So
I'm surprised you've heard of it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was great. I really appreciate it. Thanks for exposing me to a movie that I probably should have seen at least 10 years ago.
And a dozen times by now.
Really good. Really good. Highly recommend it. Fantastic all around. Fantastic all around. Yeah, really good. So, any final closing thoughts?
If you haven't, if somehow you are with this little guy over here, so he's to my left. I don't know where he is on.
He's over here.
But if you're in that crowd, please make sure you check this movie out. It is worth the watch. Great movie. Ahead of its time. Very far ahead of its time, actually.
Around in 90, yeah, for sure.
yeah. But enjoy. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you guys for Jason, Mike, if I'm pointing at you, Bob up there, Jeremy right here.
Someone didn't tell him he wasn't the middle square.
Thanks for watching.
Virtual podcasting.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is there anybody over here?
No, not on my screen.
You're pointing to Mike.
Now
you're pointing to me.
That's me in this.
This is Mike right over here. There's Bob.
And that's Jason
Jeremy.
for me. That's Jeremy. That's Bob.
I got you guys in a line.
That's
so I
what you
got
got
Jason.
Thank God
Mike,
I can edit
Jeremy.
some of this stuff out.
Yeah.
This
Let's wrap it up.
The after credit scene, if you stick.
Yes,
right.
we have been drinking. So, all right. Well, everybody here at Necessary Censorship, thank you for watching. Go watch Boondock Saints, and we'll have a follow-up on number 2 soon. All right. Cheers.
Fuck ass.